Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother of Wisdom, aka Valerie Ames, and today's video is very powerful. It's very powerful, being that it is coming from the energies of a lunar and a solar eclipse, and also a dream that I had. Wait a minute, I'm going to stop the music because it's interfering with me. Hold on just a second. Okay, beloveds, thank you for that. Let me get back into where I was. Excuse me for fidgeting. Okay. As I was saying, this video is born from the waves of energy from the lunar and the solar eclipse that have just taken place in late May and early June of 2021. And for me, this is all about revelations, all about reflections. And what has been coming up with me now is that this energy is really about the Gemini influenced reflections of wisdom and understanding in specific to cycles and seasons of not just astrological times, but in inner reflection and outer reflection time, in all polarities coming together at a juncture, so to speak, is what I'm receiving and what I'm transmitting and what I'm transforming and what I am transmutating right now. And beloveds, it's very powerful. I've been sleeping a lot more. My appetite has been kind of up and down. I can't decide actually on what I want. My digestive cycle itself, which is in my physical body, is kind of more sluggish, slower metabolism than usual, and congested. And so I am dealing with all of my bodies at once, the conscious awareness of all of them. And let me explain once again, if this is your first video of mine that you're watching, Spirit has conveyed to me that we have multiple bodies, and those bodies have multiple dimensions, and those bodies take up multiple space and what we'll call time zones, past, present, and future. And I'll give you some of those bodies because there are sub bodies that belong to the bodies, but we'll just stick with the main bodies for now. We'll start with the physical body, what you see, what you incarnated in, your biological body that takes up actual space and that houses your other bodies, so to speak, on this earth plane. And your physical body takes up space, and your physical body is what houses your senses and your awareness, and like I said, it houses your other bodies. All your other bodies are inside. Long ago, I was speaking about the Russian dolls. I think they're called kachinas. I'm not certain of that right now in this moment. But when there's a big doll and you open it up and there's smaller dolls inside of it. this is what they're saying that your bodies represent. This is what it is. And we may think the bigger body is the most important body or the most powerful body because it is on the outside and it is the one that contains all the rest. But it is truly the smallest one inside that is the most powerful. And let me just keep going with that. So that was the physical body. Um, the mental body is the body that holds all of your thoughts, past, present, and future, from every incarnation, from every understanding that you've had. Um, it contains your knowledge of good and bad, so to speak. And then we'll move on to your emotional body. And your emotional body are your feelings. It is the house of your feelings. And it is also registered with the discernment and the judgment between good and bad. Again, it is all about polarities, beloveds. What you like and what you don't like, what you're drawn to and what you're resistant to and reject. This again is the Gemini reflections. This again is understanding yourself from all of these different elements and angles and dimensions and degrees, and yet understanding you are one. And your oneness is not just this individual body, but it is the collective of all in existence, seen and unseen, form and formless, all the elements, everything. And this is our evolutionary process back to knowing ourselves, back to rebirthing and recreating a new dawn of humanity, a new dawn of being and beingness. It is a deeper conscious awareness of the self being existence itself. And also the fact that everything exists within existence to the smallest and most infinite of possibilities yet to be realized, born and created and recreated and reborn and destroyed and reassembled again. And so this is where timelessness comes in. This is where eternity, immortality, and infinity come into place. And that is housed within the smallest, so to speak, that spiritual body. We spoke of the physical body, we spoke of the mental body, we spoke of the emotional body, which are the feelings. And we know how the different ranges go from the most smallest to the most imaginative, creative that you can construct. And all of that is done or powered by or given energy from the spirit body. And the spirit body is existence itself. The spirit body does not change. It has no beginning and it has no end. There is no separation from it. There is no digression from it. There is no immersion from it. You are what existence exists. Simple as that. And we can complicate it with thoughts, good or bad. We can complicate it with feelings. We can complicate it with our physical body, with trying to contain it or trying to put it here or there in our left hand or in our right hand or in our heart or in our yonis or in our ass or in our throat. You know, human beings are something else with what we try to do. And when we come to overthinking spiritual energy and thinking we can repress it thinking we can change the unchangeable. That just shows how ignorant we are of the truth of who we are, and that we have a long way to go. And that shows by the amount of chaos that we allow. Chaos is necessary. Chaos gives us balance. Without peace, without chaos, there is no peace. Without peace, there is no chaos. Okay? But there is a balance between the two. There is a recipe. There are ingredients that are necessary. There are certain elements that must be involved in alchemical measurements, in specific seasons and cycles of the planets, the moon phases. Everything has relevance and is a reference to existence, no matter how big or how small. Okay, in establishing the different bodies, now we can kind of go further into the conversation of why I'm doing this video. And that is the dream that I had today. And it was very deep dream. Um, like I said, knowing that it was from these two energies, waves, the solar and the lunar eclipse. And an eclipse is, I want you to look into that, beloveds. What does the word eclipse mean to you? What does it mean to you physically? What does it mean to you mentally? What does it mean to you emotionally? And what does it mean to you spiritually? Are you aware of who you are, who you know yourself to be within the realm of the coming and going of eclipses? Have you noticed anything about yourself, about your realities, about your abilities to manifest, about your abilities to receive from all your different bodies? Because this is truly what you are here to do. You are truly here to observe and know yourself as existence. And to do that, you're going to embrace all the polarities, all the frequencies, all the spectrums. And you're going to know that each is woven together from the same thread of existence. No matter what form or formless conscious state of matter is born or created or reborn from that. Okay. The dream. I wrote some things down. And this dream, beloveds, it's kind of quirky. So, as dreams usually are. This one, I was in this house. This house had so many rooms, a lot, and it had so many different people in it. And it was as though the people were in various. The house was for people who were trying to know themselves, who had somewhat failed their own interpretation of what they should be or where they should be. And this all I'm realizing right in this moment relates to my own midlife crisis, so to speak. My son my baby just turned 30 years old, and I am in flux with that. So I say I'm having a midlife crisis around it almost because it's just, I don't know, it's just so, I can't explain it. So let me just keep going with this dream. Um, again, um, in this dream, I am wearing something that I would never normally wear, okay? And that is a white, big, baggy sweatshirt and some red boy shorts with pink and white hearts on them. And they are really boy shorts that are, what I used to call booty hoochie mama shorts. And so this is what I have on. And I'm sitting on this particular part of the dream. I'm sitting on a couch, and there are so many different people on this couch with me. Okay, we're all crowded. There is no personal space. There is no personal room. There is nothing of that. You feel the heat. You smell them. You literally, when you open your mouth, you taste their tastes. And so there's no privacy there. And a new person who I've noticed in the house before, who seems to be, I guess, if he was an archetypical um, persona, so to speak, he would be considered the bad boy kind of thing, kind of image. And so he comes and he sits on my right, and he is so close to me that I'm like, I can't move because all these other people are here. And I can tell that he is so as aware of, as much as aware of I am of him. He is that much aware of me. And I've never really encountered someone who is, well, I'll say it's rare that I encounter other beings who are as sensitive um, to different things as I am, and who are just in their own universe, so to speak, of uniqueness. And so this individual, like I said, he's sitting down so close to me, and I am almost becoming uncomfortable. And then something happens where I start to relax, and I'm just, you know, feeling into him, and everything else that is going on kind of recedes and moves. And so it's just he and I aware of each other, but with everything else going on and talking and being loud and everything else, but all of that is white noise now. And it's just he and I. And like I said, his body warmth, the warmth from him starts to, how can I say this? Encroach. Encroach upon my conscious awareness. And I start getting flushed and flustered and heated, okay, in all of my bodies. And he is smiling at his effect on me and my awareness of the effect that he's having on me. And some kind of way, we kind of move like in this dance. And he is now face to face with me, almost on top of me. And I'm looking, I'm like looking back at him, and then I'm like, what the hell are you doing? What? Where are you trying to take this? What are you doing? And he is saying, I'm trying to go wherever you want this to go. And you know that this is what you want. And I'm like, what do you mean? This is what I don't know you and did it. And he's like, yeah, that might work in out of this reality, but here there's just you and I. And both of us know what the truth is. And I'm like, okay, let's go there then. Let's I ain't scared. Let's go. And so he begins to I don't know, that's jets or something outside. We began to get intimate with each other. We began to explore each other. We began to touch and kiss and just get really intimate, but not so intimate where it's so passionate that we are lost and swept up in that. It is more exploratory. Um, it's coming from the spirit conscious awareness more than the fleshly or the mental or the emotional. It is really a reflecting upon what is encountered. Um, that's the best way I can describe it in words, beloveds. But it's like I said, it's very deep. And then we get to a point where we can go further. And I immediately put on the Fred Flintstone brakes because that's just Valerie, okay? And I'm like, whoa, hold up, wait a minute, no, And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I can't, I can't go any further than this. And he's like, why not? You want to? And I'm like, uh, yeah, I want to, but I can't. And he's like, why not? He's like, what is your barrier? What is this? What is this wall? What is this? And he is, you know, like I said, ordinary reality has faded, and we are just formless energy encountering each other and communicating and speaking. And it's not physical bodies that we're speaking on, it's not emotional bodies of just feelings, it's not mental where it's just thoughts. You know, it's really spiritual, which is tangible and untangible at the same time. And so we're now exploring this block that won't allow me to go any further. And he's asking me, well, you wanted this connection. I felt that you wanted this connection. That's why I came and sat beside you. And I'm kind of going deeper into this dream, deeper than I had before I did the video or said I was going to do the video. But it's opening up for me now as I'm going, so I'm just going to keep going with it. And so he is leading this conversation and he's leading me to what these blockages are inside of me. And so finally, he asked for the root of it. What is the root? And I said, well, because he's looking at my, I guess you would say my psychological profile. And we're looking at what emotional barriers I have because as as it is being explained to me, my emotional depth is a lot deeper than the average depths, emotional depths. And so when I say I'm anchoring and grounding, it takes on its own thing. And so to get back to the point, what are your fears, Valerie? What are your fears in this encounter, in this moment? Um, why do you feel the need to stop it, or to change the direction of it? Because it is very natural, and it is very in sync, and you asked for this, you called for this. And so I'm plumbing my depths to see, come up with answers and thoughts and feelings and knowledge and past life experiences and just everything. And then the bottom of it is I've been raped. And that is that stops everything. It stops the natural progression forward, because all of this, all of these waves of emotional depth is disturbed by the memory, by the physical contact, by the spiritual contact, by the detachment even. And so it's very broad. And so he's there, and he's like, okay, I understand that. And so he pulls back until I'm comfortable again. And by comfortable again, it means my breathing is taking on a different form. It's a more spiritual breathing. It's not so much physical. And it's from such a deeper place within, till I can feel myself actually healing. I can feel the emotions being bathed in this breath, this God breath, this divine breath, and this unconditional love breath that is like bringing to life, back to life, something that has drowned. This patting, this rubbing, this bathing, this sitting it up and spit it out, baby. Just let it out, let it out, let it out, breathe. And so this is what is going on with me, and he is observing all of this, and I'm feeling that he's almost a catalyst to it. And I am just, realizing and looking at myself, observing myself also from a higher space, going through all of this. And it's okay, baby. We see you. We see you, and you are right where you need to be. You are safe in this space to explore this as much as you need to. And you can see it from every aspect now. What are you seeing? What are you seeing? And I began to notice that what I'm seeing is the emotional depths of myself while I'm being raped and before being raped, and all of this and all of that, molestation, that whole, excuse me, this whole knowledge of myself has such a vast depth of emotions, of feelings, and of thoughts surrounding it, enclosing it. And I'm looking at the people the men who are forcing their emotional conscious awareness of me onto me. And understanding that it's from them. It's coming from a lack of depth, emotional depth, from a fear of emotional depth. And this is the polarities. This is what causes the attack. The awareness of the depths of my being versus the depths of their own being. Their depths is in a different way. And they want to force or intrude. Intrude is a better way, because with penetration, there is an intrusion. Okay, there's a forceful intrusion. And this is what they're doing. It's almost like a transference of energy. And as a woman being penetrated, I receive that. And I now give birth to new ways of thinking and feeling and being in my bodies, in my physical body, in my emotional body, in my mental body, and in my spiritual body. My spiritual body is aware of this, but now there's a distance, a deeper distance, a deeper need to separate from that pureness as I process all of this within my physical body, my physical house, so to speak. And what is taking place, what has taken place, is just layers and layers and layers of depth, layers and layers and layers of contemplative searching my soul for trying to understand why me? Why me? What about me caused this? And then the realization came that existence exists, and cause and effect has many different realities from many different bodies, from many different multiverses, from many different times, cycles, and seasons, and karma, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, it is so intricate that this is what the emotional depth is. And when you sink to those depths within yourself, there is a stillness and there is a silence that you encounter where your field, you encounter yourself, this transparent version of yourself, what I now call the Gemini version of yourself. And this version of yourself is the self that only exists in the depths. It does not exist in the shallow or the petty or the scared or any of that. It does not exist there. It only exists in the truest depths of your being. So it is purely spiritual. Its frequency is purely spiritual. And you're there and you're acknowledging this version, this vision of yourself. And you realize its omnipotence. And it blows you away as you reflect upon this. And its been calling to you. And you have finally reached a point where you can answer the call within yourself. And you have this conversation. You're ready to have this conversation because you have transformed and transmutated your own pettiness, your own resistance to your own divinity. And you began to converse. Conversate is not the word. You began to converse with this Gemini portion, reflection, that has eclipsed your regular conscious awareness. And it has taken you higher, deeper into the depths of your awareness, your conscious awareness. And you realize that the conscious awareness itself is a kingdom, is a realm, is a house, is a body. And it houses all these other bodies. And sometimes your house is in order. And sometimes your house is in disarray. And sometimes in certain rooms there's a cleanness, a neatness, a meticulousness. And in other rooms is the hoarder's nightmare. And with all of this is your ability to be present and aware of it all, beloveds. And like I say, we summon to us that which we need to teach us. In our conscious awareness, in our subconscious awareness, and in our unconscious awareness. And most times, in our conscious awareness, if we are fearful of the room or the realm or the kingdom that something is getting ready to take us in, we avoid it. We accept every distraction. We allow the mental, the body, the feelings body, the emotional body. We allow the aches and pains. No, I can't do that. I can't. I'll do that later. No, I can't go there. No, 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 no. And we get enmeshed in that. And that is what personal characteristic or traits become when you say that's who I am and you just got to deal with it. That's because your emotional body, you're stunting its growth from fear, due to fear. You're saying I've reached this point and I'm not going any farther, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And I'll deal with whatever karma comes my way from me stopping myself from evolving because I'm scared and I'm not going any farther than this. I don't want to feel anymore. I don't want to think anymore. I don't want to know anymore. I don't want to go through anymore. This is it. And you put your brakes on until you no longer can. Until everything else that is in motion moves you, removes you from that stance, from that state of consciousness. You're going to grow one way or the other because that's what your spirit is. That's what your existence level is. You didn't come all this way to just stop right here at this point. Because look at all that you've endured, and you're going to stop now. And so, beloveds, you begin to realize, oops, you begin to realize how the polarities, you begin to realize what depth is, what shallowness is, and you get to see how deep you can go and what you can overcome as far as your own fears. And sometimes you have to sit with them and get to know them intimately and explore the layers of them and understand that sometimes they're not even all yours, that it's genetic or it's due to where you are on the grid of the planet and the energies that have existed there, and you're sensitive enough to pick them up. Everything is about movement. Emotion is about movement. Growth is about movement. Birth, death, and rebirth is movement. It's change. It's cycles and seasons. It's the cycle of life. It's a spiral. Nothing is linear. Not even fear. Fear has so many layers. Fear has its own depth, and you're afraid of the depth. You're afraid you're going to drown. You're afraid you're going to die. You're afraid it's going to overcome you, whatever that fear is. For me, sitting on that couch next to this man and being able to truly feel him with all of my being, with all of my bodies, and to know that he was consciously aware enough that he had the emotional depth to hang with me, maybe even deeper than my own. Oh, we got to explore that. we got we got to see what's going on with that. What? We got to know. We got to know. Whoa, that's a whew. And like I said, it lets you know what you've been yearning for, what your spirit, how patient your spirit is with you and your tantrums and your stopping and starting and denying and rejecting and then accepting and then to deny it again and then okay, and you realize what true depth is all about when it comes to sacred spaces. And all of this is about sacred spaces, beloveds, and creating your sacred space. My yoni is my sacred space. My body is my sacred space. My mouth is my sacred space. My breath is my sacred space. And to share that so intimately, not casually, understand the polarities, beloveds. When you know yourself to be a being of depth, you know that 80% of the world we'll never understand you because that amount of depth is not present. And so you're not going to fit in. You're not going to be accepted. You're not going to be understood or understood. And so to want that, that sense of normalcy is to lessen your own existence. It is to deny yourself your own depths of which you are able to go. It is to sit back and say, okay, you're afraid. You're afraid to go any further. No matter how big, bad, and spiritual you think you are, you're afraid to go any farther. And so this being that you call to you, that's sitting here on this couch, that got on top of you, and you just start saying, okay, let's merge, let's do this, and then it goes and it goes and it goes, and then there's a depth reach. Whoa, baby, stop, hold up, no. You don't go past this, and well, what's your reason? I don't know what that is. I guess some kind of jets or something, or practicing or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, you get to this point where you're like, I can't go no further than this. We gotta stop. And this person is they're there for you. So they have the emotional depth and capacity and maturity, spiritual maturity, not to say, well, you didn't let me. What? You're a tease. You doing this and you doing that, and you call me. They're like, okay, what's your block about, Valerie? I'm here for this. I'm here to work with this. What is it that you need to get past this, to open this door, to allow your self entrance, to use your own key, to recognize which key to use, to open this door and go into this house, to go into this room, to go into this realm. And what is this realm? This realm is a deeper sensuality, a deeper sexuality, a deeper spirituality. And you recognize it, you know it. It's a place that you once were, but you haven't been here in so long. You locked that door and almost threw away the key, and now here this key comes surfacing up, and you're like, whoa, you know. And so, allowing yourself to use this key, you first have to look at what you're afraid of, why you locked this room in the first place, why you forbade yourself to open these doors, to go beyond these doors. And you realize that it's the emotional depth, it's the spiritual depth that room, that house, that section of conscious awareness represents, and what it entails of you. Now you're going to have to ascend above where you've been. You're going to have to let some things go now. Some beliefs, some attitudes, some defenses, some reflexes that you've held on to. You're going to have to peel yourself out of that skin, so to speak. You're going to have to shed all of that. You're going to have to take that off and become brand new naked again with new skin to go into this room. You can't be tainted with fear. You have to get rid of all your stumbling blocks and blockages and so forth to go farther, to go deeper into this realm. And so you breathe. You breathe. And now that you know that this being is here to help guide you, and beloveds, again, this Gemini knowledge, this being is your masculine, sacred masculine, divine sacred masculine essence. Okay? And if you're male, it still can be your divine sacred masculine essence. But it is that which you denied or had no real connection to before. It is that part of you that's always been there, but that was always higher. And now you've learned to communicate with that portion of yourself, with that aspect of yourself, of your divine self, of your spiritual self. And it is this being that will allow you to use your keys to open up new doors beyond the realms of fear, beyond the realms of doubt, beyond the realms of good and bad, because now you are ready from a spiritual level. You realize that whatever you encounter, you are able to, from all of your bodies, receive, transmit, transform, and transmute. So you are able to communicate and you're able to influence and you're able to touch in a way that you had never allowed yourself to touch or be touched before, because of whatever, because of being born in this time, in this realm, because of past life experiences, because of genetic hand-me-downs that you've inherited, because of the patriarchal influences of this particular time period that is itself changing from the Piscean age into the Aquarian age. So, beloveds, there is a lot here to reflect upon. And again, like I said, this is all coming from the eclipses, and the solar and the lunar, the sun and the moon, the male and the female dynamics is everything in this. And it's also about existence exists in both. And one cannot be superior over the other. One cannot exist without the other. It is only when they are united that we are whole and holy. And to try to exist separate is to inflict suffering upon our conscious awareness in all our bodies, past, present, and future. I'm going to pause this for a moment because I think I've said everything I wanted to basically say about this. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, and now I want to just read a card. I think I'm going to read two, one from the medicine deck and one from the Isis deck. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this. I'm going to shuffle the deck, clean and shuffle the decks, and pray and select cards. Have Spirit help me select cards for this. And then I'm going to share those cards. So, let me do that. I'm going to pause, like I said. Okay, beloveds, I have gotten the cards that I'm going to use, and we're just going to go forward with that. From the Esther Hicks Out of the Void deck, there were 5 cards that um, came forward, and I'm just going to go into them. The first card is My attention to unwanted can defy the law of attraction. How deep is that? The card says if your life has caused you to ask for an improved situation, no matter what it is, and you are no longer offering chronic thought vibrations that are opposite to your desire must come to you. But you cannot continue to keep alive within you vibrational patterns of what you do not want and receive what you do want. That defies the laws of attraction. How powerful is that? When you look at what that dream was saying, what came forward with that Gemini energy of the solar and lunar eclipse, and what this card is saying, my attention to unwanted can't defy the law of attraction. And this card number is 37, which is a 10, which is a 1. If your life has caused you to ask for an improved situation, if you've been praying for something different, for change, no matter what it is, you are no longer offering chronic thought vibrations that are opposite of your desire. So if you're experiencing things coming up in your unconscious or your subconscious that have been directed to you through your conscious awareness, this is saying that you cannot continue to keep alive within you the vibrational patterns of what you do not want, because your focus and your attention is now going more towards what you do want. You do want the emotional depth. You do want to go into that room. You do want to go farther. And so you, being this divine child of the universe, of existence, you being existence, existing, have the ability and the capability to pay it forward with your energy, frequencies, and vibrations by using the universal laws, attraction, polarity, so forth, and so on. So that means be very selective of where you focus your attention, beloveds. Call forth the changes you wish to see. Be the changes that you need, that all your bodies need, in every single dimension, in every single time and season and cycle. Be it. Focus it. Be that presence of existence in that moment. And don't be afraid and ask for your guides to help you. Do you see all these eyes? Do you see these two hands? Do you know what you have to assist you? The next card, number 41, which is a 5. Making peace with my today will improve my future. And beloveds, these are random cards. These are, like I said, shuffled, cut, pulled from the way Spirit said to pull, doing what Spirit said to do to get these cards. And these are the cards that came forward. Okay, so it is what it is. Making peace with my today will improve my future. It may sound odd, but the fastest way to get to a new and improved situation is to make peace with your current situation. By making lists of the most positive aspects you can find about your current situation, you then release your resistance to the improvements that are waiting for you. But if you rail against the injustices of your current situation, you hold yourself in vibrational alignment with what you do not want, and you cannot then move in the direction of improvement. It defies law. Isn't that just what we were saying, beloveds? Isn't that just what we were saying? Is this, like I said, this is so deep, and I am so blessed to be able to receive, to transmit, to transform, and to transmutate these energies, these frequencies, these vibrations that are coming through, that are being poured into us through this Aquarian age. Both, both polarities. Understand that. And understand the universal laws, because we've had this in 2 cards now. About the vibrational alignment. And this says make a list of your most positive aspects of your current situation, and to stop focusing on the injustices. Focus only on the positive. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Don't look at, oh, that damn Trump and all his people, and they're gaining this and they're doing that. No. This system is crumbling. They are dying. They're becoming dinosaurs in all of this. Soon this all will pass away. My great-great-grandchildren will not know this. They will see it in the history books. And look at how far we have come, and what we have overcome, and what we have endured, and who they are as beings. Mighty beings, children of God. They will know it. They will know it because we will have shown them. We will have laid out the blueprints. We will have led the way with our torches of light and love. Through the darkness, through the valley of death, baby. Through the Armageddon. Through the last days. We bring it forward for them. And we are reborn in them. And we will revisit what we gave birth to. Know yourself. Okay, that's that card. The next card. I'll not ask others to become different for me. 59, which is a 14, which is a 5. I'll not ask others to become different for me. Again, beloveds, take into awareness this Gemini energy frequency of reflection. take into awareness this lunar and solar activity within. Look at those pictures. Huh. Remember what I said about that Gemini energy? And I see 4 there. And I spoke of the 4 chambers of the heart and everything. And beloveds, like I said, this is such a powerful number. And again, even the numerology of this comes down to a 4, 5, 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So that is the 4 chambers and the observer who is observing the 4 chambers. So those 4 eyes and the eye that you can't see, watching them. That's so deep. Okay, and the card says, I almost put the card down, it was so deep. Let your vibrational relationship escrow percolate and give it your undivided attention so that you can become a vibrational match to it. If that ain't that dream, beloveds, I'm sitting here, my leg is shaking. So if you see the computer moving about or something, it's because my leg is just gone, okay? My leg has a mind of its own right now, and it is just gone. Like Thumper the rabbit, okay? It's just gone. Let your vibrational escrow percolate. Whew. Escrow, house, relationship to houses, rooms, entering doors and portals. Let it percolate. And give it your undivided attention so that you become a vibrational match to it. No, stop. No, I'm scared. Bring your ass on, Valerie. Come on, you asked for this. Let's go. Okay, I'm a match for it. Let's go. And then, when the law of attraction brings all of it together, there are not any bugs to work out. Do not ask the person who helped you to define what you want to become, what you want, so that you can have what you want. Instead, use your willpower to focus upon what you want. And then the universe will bring you what you want. Don't sit up here and say, okay, I manifested this little me. Little me, what is it that I want? Where are you going to take me? Give me what I want. How you do it. You. This card is saying no. Even though you're sitting here holding this, you brought it forth. You have to say where you're going. That is how you do this going forward. Before, you've always been, okay, spirit guide, okay, animal helper, okay, hire me, okay, physical body, okay, mental body, okay, emotions, okay, number 9999 Valerie .3720, you're up. Not today. If you want the universe to bring you what you want, you have to use your willpower to focus upon what you want. So don't ask the person who helped you to define what you want. Okay, that's not for me to ask this man that sit up here and got on top of me and brought me all of this, and I'm like, oh, hold up, no. Okay, where you gonna take? No, he's saying, Valerie, where do you want to go? That's the emotional depth. That's the maturity. You define this. This is you. All you. Existence is all you. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? Where? What? Why? When? Let's go. Focus. You've come this far. So you have to do this. I have unplugged my little thing and it's telling me that I have low battery, so give me a moment while I restart, plug this back up. Okay, beloveds, we have plugged it back up. Let me see where I was. Okay. Stopping my thumper leg from going crazy. Bring it. I'm going to read this one more time. Let your vibrational relationship escrow percolate. Your vibrational relationships. Your vibrational relationships with all of your bodies, with your physical body, with your spiritual body, with your mental body, with your emotional body. Okay? It's saying, be aware and understand the escrow that has built up and that has been percolating from all these bodies. That's what filled its house up, that house in the dream, in the unconscious realms. That's what was all sitting on that couch with me. And that's what was radiating from this being that sat down next to me, this masculine energy. And so, like I said, it is so deep. Give it your undivided attention so that you become a vibrational match to it. So I have to become my divine feminine vibration. That aspect of me has to become a match or aligned to this divine masculine energy that is meeting me now, that is sitting down next to me, joining with me, in union with me, and saying, come. It's calling to me, and I can hear it now. And we can communicate now. And then when the law of attraction brings all of it together, there are not any bugs to work out. Do not ask the person who helped you to define what you want. That is so dang powerful. Talking about how we disempower ourselves. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Wherever you want to go. I don't know. Let's just go somewhere. No. Define what you want. Be decisive. Focus your attention. Be here. Be present. Have a voice. Give voice. Pitch in. Give. Give. Give in a different way. Give. Give your opinion. Give what you want. Not just giving to satisfy what someone else wants. Give what you want. Define what you want. Build what you want. Set the foundation for what you want. It's important. You deserve to define what you want. You deserve to define it in this world. You deserve to manifest it in the unconscious, in the subconscious, in the conscious awareness. Use your willpower to focus upon what you want, and then the universe will bring you what you want. So stop focusing on, I can't have this, and I'm not good enough for that. And if I do this, this and that is going to happen, and this and that is going to happen, and this and that is going to happen. And the universe is only bringing you what you already sitting up there saying this and that is going to happen. You know, oh, that's what you want? Okay, boom, here you go. No, that's not what I want. Well, that's what you sitting up here focusing on. That's what you want. I'm just giving you what's in your heart, what you desire. Beloveds, we have to become masters of our own universe. We have to become masters of our thoughts. We have to become masters of our emotions. We have to become masters of our physical bodies. And it is only then that we align with our spiritual self, which is the true master of existence. That's that card, beloveds. Let's move forward. The next card. A belief is only a thought I keep thinking. Wow. And that is card number 21, which is a 3. A belief is only a thought you keep thinking. A belief is only a thought you continue to think. A belief is only your habit of thought. It's only a practice thought. A belief is only a thought that you think a lot. Wow. A lot of emphasis on that, huh? So, if a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking, and you keep thinking a thought that is in opposition to what you want, then the reason you don't get what you want is because you keep thinking a thought that is in opposition to what you want. Wow. Meditate on that. Meditate on that. And look at the eclipses and the lunar and the solar and the rays and the frequencies and the vibrations and the side eye and the and the huh and the woo and the colors and just everything in this card, beloveds. And this one right here, this eye right here in that belly, oh, it just says it all. Because that's your gut. That's your instinctual versus this what's up here in your hand and all of this going around you and around. Ooh, that's a deep card. Let's keep it moving. This is card number 19, which is a 10, which is a 1. My relationships will change when my vibration changes. If all of these cards aren't synchronistic, I am so thankful and grateful to Spirit for her selection of these cards in this video. Look at that. Again, we have the number 4 and the number 5 looking at it. Again, look at her hand, the solar and the lunar eclipse and the vibrations and the frequencies. The 4 eyes, the 4 mouths, 4 noses. Deep, 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 deep. And the card says, my relationships will change when my vibration changes. You are living in the time when fewer people will attempt the impossible task of pushing the unwanted far enough away that they will be left with only that which is wanted. Beloveds, that is okay. Stop. That's enough. That's enough. Stop. I can't go no farther. No, that's enough. Stop. Pushing the unwanted far enough away that they will be left with only that which is wanted. It is time when more people will come to the realization that what they have been seeking is not a change in the behavior of others or in the world outside of them over which they have no control, but instead an understanding of their own vibrational relation. Let me slow down because I'm giddy. I'm giddy right now because I'm receiving this the same time you are, beloveds. Um, like I said, I had the dream and I had my understanding of the dream, and that's what I shared with you. But pulling these cards and seeing what Spirit has to add to what I had already gleaned and harvested from that subconscious um, gift is deeper than what I'm like I said, I'm racing as I'm each pore is receiving, each aspect and essence of me in all my houses is receiving this. And so it's very deep for me. Um, it is time when more people will come to the realization that what they have been seeking is not a change in the behavior of others or in the world outside of them over which they have no control, but instead an understanding of their own vibrational relationship with Source over which they have complete control. How deep is that? We think that we can change the world. We think that we can change other people, other beings, change their minds, change their behaviors, change, or that it's them that needs to change. And existence is saying you can only change existence within yourself. You can only change your own existence within existence. Everything else is vanity. Everything else is striving after the win. Everything else is redundant. Everything else is just a construct, a simulation that is you created so you can know who you are. When will you know yourself? When will you stop being afraid of yourself? When will you stop pushing yourself away? When will you stop denying how wonderfully you are created and designed as existence? There's nothing in you that is imperfect. There's nothing in you within any of your houses that does not need to be there in order to offer you the polarity and the contrast that you need to know your own oneness. Woo! Okay. That is deep, beloveds. That is a deep card. That is deep. Okay, let's move to the last one. Or was that the last one? That was the last. That was the last one. Okay, that was the last one, beloveds. That was powerful. Now we're going to go forward with the. Since this was about male and female, about relating, communicating, relationships, and I wanted to go deeper into what the actual um, appearance of these two polar energies, these two Gemini beings, these male and female aspects that were on that couch, that were um, exploring each other, what they were all about, and what was their root. Um, and so I went to the Romance Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, who is no longer doing tarot cards because she has become Christian. And let me just keep going with this. The first card is Healing family issues, and it's on page 41, which is a 5. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. How deep is that? When all of this took place in the house and the couch, all these energies. And this card says the answer to your prayers about your love life are based in your feelings about your mother and father. The romance angels see that you benefit from releasing old anger toward one or both of them. That's because your feelings about your parents influence your choice of romantic partner and the way in which you deal with relationships. You can ask the angels to help you put forgiveness into action. To forgive someone doesn't mean that you're endorsing his or her behavior. The angels will tell you, rather, that doing so is a form of deep emotional detoxification. How deep is that? How right, how aligned with that is it with this Gemini energy, beloveds? The forgiveness aspect. And knowing that your first relationship was with that of your parents. And that relationship with both of them determines who you draw to you or who you are attracted to get into a romantic relationship with. How deep is that? And that here we are in this emotional house again, the emotional depths, the emotional maturity that we spoke of earlier in this video of needing the detoxification, getting past the stopping point because you're so full. Learn to detoxify is to empty yourself, to get rid of, to let go. It means I am no longer willing to carry toxic energy within my mind and body. How deep is that? If you want to proceed into a better, deeper, romantic relationship, you have to detox yourself of your previous relationships with your parents and understand that every relationship that you had up until this point has been about your relationship with your parents and your need to detoxify. So if you keep finding yourself in the same situation, different person, but same person, same being, emotional depth, emotional this, understand that you're now ready to detox. You're ready to let go. When you find inner peace with your parents, you'll no longer need to attract unhealthy relationship patterns and partners as a way of healing family emotional wounds. All of your relationships, especially the one you have with yourself, will benefit. Beloved, this goes to all the houses that I was speaking of, the thoughts, your mental house, your emotional house, which is your feeling, your physical house, which is your body, your physical relationship that you had with your parents, your emotional relationship that you had with your parents, your mental relationships that you had with your parents, all went into you selecting and attracting and looking for what you chose in a partner. And that is that card, beloveds. And we're going to move forward because we have some more cards. The last card in this Romantic Angels Oracle deck, I was going to just pull one, but both of these came up together. So it is what it is. And they are so interrelated. Past life relationship, you have known each other before. And this is on page 63, which is a 9. Past life relationship, you have known each other before. The romance angel sent you this card to explain the relationship you've inquired about. You have some unfinished business in conjunction with a soulmate from a past lifetime. This may involve forgiving someone, a joint project, or learning personal lessons such as patience. Soulmates recognize each other instantly, and this feeling is often registered as a sense of romantic or sexual chemistry. The magnetism that draws two people together can surpass logic because the purpose of the relationship is healing and learning. And I'm going to stop right there for a moment, beloveds, because if no other card or if no other explanation um, clarified that dream, this is it. This is definitely it. This person that came and sat down next to me, um, there was a past life connection. There was a past energy remembrance of his emotional depths, of the emotional depths, of the mental depths, of the vibration and the frequencies. That's why they were able to be received at such a depth that I was willing to allow this being to get on top of me and to lead the way, to lead me, to a certain point where I'm okay, that's enough, that's it. Stop. We have to stop here. And this person was saying, okay, it wasn't judgmental, it wasn't rejection, it wasn't negative. He didn't come at me negative in any form or fashion. It was just, okay, what's going on? And this is the healing that is being spoken of. That he was there for the healing. He was not there to satisfy his own fix or whatever. He came up specifically for the healing. His presence was there for the healing. And so, even though I was allowing him to lead the pace and everything else, there was a trust there. And when we came to the roadblock that was within my own being, he respected that. And dialogue took place, communication took place, understanding took place, healing took place around that. And like I said, these cards are just blowing my mind with how on point they are. It always does. Whether or not your soulmate becomes your life partner, you'll experience personal and spiritual lessons and growth as a result. Past life regressions can help you recover the answers you seek. And that is that particular card, beloveds. And now I am going to move forward to the Isis Oracle deck. And the card pull was on page 184, which is, let's see, 8 and 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't know, my mind just went, so 8. So 9 and 4 is 13, which is a 4. Okay. And the card, beloveds, okay, this is, okay, let me clear myself for a minute. I'm being told clear myself. Okay. Okay. Temple of Lapis Lazuli, goddess of the ancient skies. How beautiful is that, beloved? And again, think about the eclipses. Solar, lunar. And I won't read the ritual for this. I'm just going to read what the card is about and go into the incantation. And of course, give my little interruptions as they flow. Temple of Lapis Lazuli, goddess of the ancient skies. Your soul is very ancient, beloved, and does not only herald from the earth, it holds much special wisdom of star peoples from civilizations far and near, with unique high vibrational awareness that can help humanity transition from a civilization based in fear to a love based culture. You are guided to come into deeper acceptance of your own inner knowing now. Okay, we can put the book down and go about our business. Now I can stop because, whoo, guidance, beloved. Let me blow this candle out because it's getting on my nerves. Because I had to turn my air conditioner off because it's loud. And so I'm clearing space. So just give me a moment to do that. Okay. Ancient souls with experience of conscious and community from more spiritually advanced civilizations are here on this planet to be themselves to the fullest extent possible in order to help support each other and heal human culture so that the planet may thrive. I'm going to stop just for a moment, beloveds. Okay, beloveds. Um, I needed to turn on the air to clear 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 the energies a little bit. Okay, back to the card. Let me show it one more time. And this card is the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. And once again, it is from the Isis Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. Um, and here we go. I'm going to um, just start over because it'll reawaken me and realign me um, to where I was with before I paused the video. Um, excuse me as I get through fidgeting and everything. Grounding. Okay. Goddess of the ancient skies. Your soul is very ancient, beloved, and does not only herald from the earth, it holds much special wisdom of star people from civilizations far and near, with unique high vibrational awareness that can help humanity transition from a civilization based in fear to a love based culture. And, beloveds, I hope you heard that. I hope you were able to receive that. Transition from a civilization based in fear to a love based culture. So we're leaving this colonialized, fear induced, forced civilization into a love based culture that is so profound. You are guided to come into deeper acceptance of your own inner knowing now. Ancient souls with experience of consciousness and community from more spiritually advanced civilizations are here on this planet to be themselves to the fullest extent possible in order to help support each other and heal human culture so that the planet may thrive. And beloveds, our planet is currently not thriving because we as existence and are not aligned with the highest aspects of our own conscious awareness. We're not listening to the highest aspects of our conscious awareness. We're resisting, we're in denial, and we're rejecting that which is the highest alignment, the highest outcome, and the highest possibilities based upon beliefs and fears that conquering civilized colonization energies, entities, frequencies have laid down as law, have projected above universal law. Universal laws have been veiled or hidden under these earthly, civilized laws. What is it? The law of survival, the law of the fittest. We're being asked to really, with all of our bodies, observe what is, was, and can be, based upon aligning ourselves with our highest frequencies, ascending, arising, evolving, growing, maturing, changing, beyond fear, out of the grips of fear, out of the nature of fear. It's false. It's a lie. Okay, let me keep going. And why do we need to do this? So that we can help support each other and heal human culture so that the planet may thrive. So human culture needs to be healed. What is human culture, beloveds? What is the culture of being human? What are the polarities of that human culture? The highest and the lowest. This is what needs to be. This is the knowledge that needs to be accessed at this time. And the previous cards have spoken of alignment. They have spoken of raising your vibrations. They have spoken of not resisting that which is here to help you. Also with focusing on more of what you want than on giving all your attention into the judgments of what you do not want. That is a behavior that needs to be checked and changed so that you can receive what you want, because you're opposing what you want. And your opposition is what you're manifesting. It's what the universe is granting you, because that's where all your energy is going. Okay. The challenge can be that each ancient soul can feel out, placed here on earth for a time. Wait, excuse me. The challenge can be that such ancient souls can feel out of place here on earth for a time as they go through an adjustment process and remember their healing mission on this planet. These souls hold much inner wisdom of star people and civilizations far and wide in this galaxy and beyond. This inner wisdom vibrates at a higher level than the frequencies of fear, aggression, dominance, and disconnection. They are part of the global human wounding. They are here to help heal. Beloveds, if you go on my Facebook page, um, last night was very interesting in the memories that have come up from, and as you know, my Facebook page is my journal, my journey, keeping track of the different phases um, and aspects of growth and things that I have encountered, thoughts, feelings, sounds, people, individuals, just everything. Beloved, existence exists. And the point I'm making is that last night, something came up from Grandmother Dawn, um, Grandmother Dawn Skyweaver. And it was so profound. It was about the generations and the generations forward and the connecting and what we're doing with them and the singing way that she and another ancient being were practicing. And what they were doing, the reasons they were here, and they were conscious of what they were doing. And she was receiving transmissions and what is it? Transformations and transmutations. And beloveds, this is so powerful. Let me just keep going because this is long enough. But it's very powerful, beloved. So this is why ancient souls are needed, of course, to help offer a different reality, which is more whole and connected to oneness and love. But the challenge is not to lose belief and honoring of your own true inner wisdom and deep soul truths while becoming a member of a culture that is still so different to yours. And beloveds, that is also the nature of the relationship between me sitting on that couch with all these other people in this house and beginning to relate to this man, and once again allowing the different energy to guide, to lead, and then to communicate with it. Hold up, I'm not comfortable going any farther with this. And there being a dialogue, there being a secure enough connection to expand within that connection and feel safe and secure because the connection is so divine and is not asking more of me than what I'm able to give, and is explaining to me what is taking place and that you are still in control of this. This is not out of your control. But if you want to grow, you need to be in control of what happens after this. And so it's a beautiful thing, beloveds, to understand once again the culture, the sexual, sensual culture of the divine masculine and the divine feminine union. That is a culture, and that it is a vibration of an alignment with frequencies. that create that culture and the dynamics of that culture and the abilities of that culture to expand and to contract and to expand again. So it's very powerful. And from the other cards, this is past life. This is soulmate energy. This is not new to us. The oracle comes to you to provide much needed spiritual recognition that you have wisdom and understanding within you that is very ancient and flows from the soul. And you also have a sacred connection to wisdom that comes from star people of Sirius and other celestial beings that serve through unconditional love. This is neither strange nor weird, but it is precious. And although you are not the only one of your kind here, it is far from a common soul type on this planet, mostly because it takes a lot of strength and dedication to be able to sustain existence purposefully in a vibration that is lower than your own natural vibration. Beloveds, there has been so many times in my 56 years? In my 56 years of knowing that I did not belong here, that something was very strange, that I did not fit, that other people just weren't going to get me or understand me, that I was weird. I've written poetry on feeling alien and alienated and just different. And I thought it was it has this difference has appeared through every relationship that can be experienced by a human being. Um, with my parents, with every relationship that I've been in, with every friendship that I've had, my connection with the earth itself, going certain places and having the land speak to me, seeing different scenes, past, present, and future, understanding the energies of that place in the not only in the animals but in the land and in the plants and in the elements and just everything speaking to me and understanding that this is not normal, and having my parents tell, don't talk about that, don't say that, keep that to yourself. And being an outspoken person and me just wanting to blah, 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 it's been difficult. And like I said, as I'm becoming more aware of myself on every aspect, in every house, in every dimension, in every time zone, in every cycle and season, in formlessness and in form, I am becoming more in tune and aligned with the wisdom of my existence and the ways of my existence and the needing to be true or to remain loyal to what I know. Not what I think, not what I believe, but what I know. Because what I think and what I believe changes. But what I know, it don't change. And so it's just living is about finding the balance within that and still being able to not be overwhelmed, overshadowed, or feel the need to shut down. And for the past, I'd say 10 something years, I have been in a crisis or chrysalis, I'll put it that way. Spirit says put it as a chrysalis, um, not crisis, because as existence there is no crisis, there's only chrysalis. And chrysalis is a fluid breakdown. It's a death and a rebirth. And so that is what I've been experiencing. And the time of the chrysalis now is over. And the rebirth is happening. And in the rebirthing, there's a whole cultural awareness of existence that is taking place for me. And what I'm sharing that. Okay, let me keep going. And I'm going to reread what I just read. This is neither strange nor weird, but it is precious, and although you are not the only one of your kind here, it is far from a common soul type on this planet, mostly because it takes a lot of strength and dedication to be able to sustain existence purposefully in a vibration that is lower than your own natural vibration. And that is what indigo children are, beloveds. This oracle comes to you with an offering of guidance. Remember who you are within. Do not try to fit with external models of how to be in this world, for you are here to help birth a new way that is more aligned with spiritual truth. You are guided to trust in your wisdom, to sit and contemplate any issue that you are questioning right now, and to trust in the voice of your heart. Guidance doesn't have to make logical sense. And beloveds, that is the point of the dream and the dream world. This is subconscious and unconscious bodies communicating with the conscious body. It is an interaction and an alignment of all the houses: thoughts, feelings, emotions, mental, physical, spiritual, all communicating with each other. And the observation playing out visually and like a simulation program that you're able to not only be integrated in, but to also observe and witness and to bring forward outside of the dream. And so, beloveds, this is, like I said, it's very powerful, very powerful. And for it to come at this particular time period, this time frame of the solar and the lunar eclipse, and everything that's taking place around the world at this time as a reference of existence and existing, shows where we are. There are a lot of people who are still attached to that civilized and civilization lifestyle of conquering and being conquered, and commerce and competition, and the different houses not being aligned, but being in conflict with yourself, your emotions in conflict with your thoughts in conflict with your spirit, your feelings in conflict with your spirit, and all of that in conflict with your physical body, so that you start dying more rapidly and feeling more disease and symptoms and pain. Like I said, there's so much here, beloveds. Unpack it slowly. Know that it's coming from me. It's coming through me. I'm receiving this information in my dreams to give to you, to transmit, so that we can transform and transmute the energies that are necessary. And we can only do it within ourselves. I can't do it for you. You can't do it for me. But we can communicate with each other on what we see, on what we find, on what we experience. Some things will align for us, other things will not. And that's because, like this book says, we are unique individuals here. We're unique souls, some more ancient than others, some from different aspects of the galaxy than others, but all here to help heal the human culture and for the planet to thrive. Okay. You are guided to trust in your wisdom, to sit and contemplate any issue that you are questioning right now, and to trust in the voice of your heart. Guidance doesn't have to make logical sense, though often at a higher level you will perceive a higher divine logic in guidance. It just needs to feel as though it makes your heart expand, and that will be a sign for you that it is your truth. And so, beloveds, that is so powerful. How to measure if you're receiving truth. It makes your heart expand. Your heart being a house of your emotions and thoughts, your feelings and thoughts, your desires, your needs. If it expands you to want more of a deeper understanding of your spiritual self, then that's truth. Explore it. Expand it. Expand your ability to receive it, to recognize it, to relate to it. Okay, I said I'm not going to read the ritual. I am just going to read the invocation of the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. You can say this invocation at the end of the ritual or on its own at any time you need assistance with higher divine guidance from the purest source. I call on the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. I call upon the beings of love unconditionally. I call forth the awakening of my own inner eye. I call forth my wisdoms from peoples of the sky. I call on the protection, peace, and wisdom within me. I now declare that I am here and free. And that is that card. And that is so powerful, beloveds, because once again, excuse me, once again, the recognition of the self is taking place. And the recognition of these Gemini forces and the different aspects and exchanges and interchanges of alignment energy that is taking place. That is the transformation and the transmutation that is taking place within the connections that are happening at this time, due to the astrological forces of the cycles and seasons that were set in place at the beginning of times, the most ancient of times, for us to arise and to arrive at this particular point, this particular juncture in our conscious awareness as divine beings of existence, and understanding the diversity, the diversities that are present in our current programming and programs that allow us to interact with each other and to communicate. So get ready to receive more dreams. Get ready for your conscious awareness to expand in ways that you've only seen in movies, you've only had in your dreams, you've only read about. But understand there's nothing new under the sun. And so what you are receiving, what you are transmitting, what you are transforming, and what you are transmutating is energy that has existed always. And you are receiving what you need to nurture you, regenerate you, recharge you, restart you, so that you can register higher frequencies. And this is all done with unconditional love, through unconditional love. And the more you ground yourself in that unconditional love that is not judgmental, but discerning of the polarities of existence and the universal laws that are in place, you will find things begin to amaze you at the synchronicities and the flow that you're able to move in, and the energies that will begin to surround you. And we'll move to the last card, beloveds. And that last card is from the Medicine Woman deck by Carol Bridges. Excuse me. And that card pulled was the Totem of Bowls, the Dolphins, the Swimmers. The Totem of Bowls. Look at those waves. Look at the dolphins. I see 6 caps of the waves there. I see one dolphin. I see the sun, and I see all those rays coming. And this is just beautiful to me in so many different ways. Even the look, the face of the dolphin is one of divine knowing to me. It's one of confidence. It's one of unity with the water and the sun as well. Especially knowing that the dolphin has to come up for air. Okay, that's on page 215, which is an 8, beloveds. So this is the mother's number. And this is the prayer of this card, the Totem of Bowls. Prayer. Straightforward I travel, speaking the truth as I know it. I am here not only to console, but to give to others the tools which with they might lift themselves up. I will offer the ideas that free the mind and body and the heart from pain. My life will be lived as an example of harmony and balance among the creatures of earth. Always I will seek to live in higher consciousness, the awareness of your presence in all that is. I will act as a warrior on the path of peace. My soul shall be impeccable. Lesson. Learn from the swimmers. Consider the dolphins, the whales, their patient and persistent love. Go to the ocean or a stream. Float on a still pond. Imagine yourself floating in Great Mother's arms, surrounded by liquid love in the sea of life. Whoa. And beloveds, lately, that scripture in Revelations about the great dragon or the great Satan or whatever you want to call it, that lower conscious awareness, not being able to enter into that sea, but having to stand on the shore. Once again, I am seeing that. Um, Float in a still pond. Imagine yourself floating in the Great Mother's arms, surrounded by liquid love in the sea of life. So, the sea that it was not allowed to go in is the sea of life. That is very powerful um, on its own. And again, that requires another reflection or everything else. But all of this is connected, beloved. So, um, if you need to look at those other videos, they're there. If you need to go to my blog talk radio show, Mother with Wisdom, I'm there. On Facebook, I'm there. You can find everything that you're looking for there. I post like a fool, so you're going to have to scroll, but everything is there. And it's all there for you to use to benefit others, beloveds. And I've gotten past, or I'm still getting past my need to lay claim to the egg, so to speak, that I laid. The egg is to feed. The egg is to nourish. The egg is to provide. And so it has to be cracked open. It has to be shared for its essence to give sustenance. And I'm just the vessel through which it came through. And that is the culture outside of civilization that I am now becoming emerged and immersed in. It's a depth. And so, like I said before, I was, put the brakes on. And now it's, no, take the brakes off, take the training wheels off, let's go. And here we are with the whales and the dolphins. Dive deeper. You're going to have to come up for air, but dive deeper. So, it's all beautiful. This is the sea of life. We're very ancient beings from many different aspects of existence in this form. And we have to let ourselves be without being afraid, because we're so confined and narrowed and pinpointed and labeled and put in boxes of what we can and cannot, how we can and we cannot exist. And yet we know. Empty your mind. Let the glistening fish colors, the soft shell shades, the gleaming, subtle rock forms pervade your consciousness. Listen to the sound of water, water creature. Be cleansed. Dissolve all obstacles. Absolve all friendships of any need for guilt. Let go. And this is so powerful and potent for me, because for like the last, I think, 4 nights in my memories, the nomos, Nommos, nomos, have been coming up. And the nomos are ancient water spiritual creatures with, we talking depths here, baby.
Okay, depths of ancient knowledge, depths of ancient emotions stored, okay, present, available, and accountable and reachable, depths that most aren't willing to submerge and immerse themselves within. And this too is sitting on that couch, and this other being saying, "Let's go." You know, the union, the intertwining, and the going deeper. That's all that Nomo energy, and it's not positive or negative. It just is what it is. And some people would call it mermaid energy, but it's deeper than that. The Nomos are deeper than the mer folk. Okay, shutting that down and just going forward. Feel your body weightless, glide. Dive deeper into the pool of love. Watch the sun sparkle on the water until the scene becomes another enchanted world. Play with the waves. See the correlation of all things with your life. Beloveds, this is so important. As a child, I can remember we finally got a swimming pool, and a neighbor was teaching me how to swim. But my favorite thing to do was to wake up first thing in the morning before everybody else, and just go get in that pool and float and float and float and connect with the sun, you know, rising and expanding and getting brighter and hotter and deeper until, Mama, get your butt out of that pool. But that's what it was. And the pool was above ground. And so everybody else could be, it was in the backyard. Everybody else could be going on about their business. But if you weren't right there looking into the pool or up higher looking at, you didn't even know that I was there. But I could lay there and I could hear everything. And I could commune with everything, from the birds to the frogs to just everything, the flies flying by and the dragonflies that would come to visit and land. It was just beautiful to me. And it is a different world. And it's a world within a world within a world within a world. Okay? Just like the dream was. And we have to once again allow ourselves that inner world and remember that we are not, the outside world is not the only world. It is not the only reality. It is a very limited reality. But inside is an unlimited reality with access to everything in existence. And what you focus on inside will materialize outside to you. It's your way of communicating and talking and calling it to you. Just like we go to be with the dolphins because we want some of their energy, their language, their frequency, their sonar ability. This is all within us, beloveds. See the correlation of all things. Dive deeper into the pool of love. Be a fish. Become at home in the water element. Become at home in the easy push and pull of waves of love. Learn to live as if life were a stream, constantly nourishing. Be content in the here and now. Beloveds, that's so very powerful. Be a fish. Ichthys. The Christ was viewed as a fish. The nomos are the fish. Consciousness is in that water element. The age of Aquarius is about refilling that conscious awareness, your ability to receive or to expand your own conscious awareness. And you're going to be able to do that just as I am in from the dream, which is the unconscious being filled, seated, impregnated, so that it can communicate with you through the signs, through symbols, through ancient vibrations of union, divine union, connection, reflection. All of it is here for us. And it's all universal love, beloveds. Unconditional love. You're tapping into your own unconditional love for yourself, your own divine approval, your own divine acceptance of what is, of what exists, that existence exists. Okay, that is that card. And that is going to do it, beloveds. What a way to end this video. Um, very, there are many insights into many different aspects of ourselves. The main thing I am going to take away will not be the thing that you take away from this. And I am going to be meditating and contemplating this, and more things will be arising for me throughout the day on Facebook, just in my quiet time, through the music, through the colors that I see around my house, um, to just everything, seen and unseen. And I have to allow more, according to the dream, and no longer being so aware of that place where I want to stop, becoming so aware of that place that I get sick of it and say, okay, what's beyond this? What's next? You know, what's next in the existence? What's next in the conscious awareness expanding? What next in my houses is going to change because of growth, because of development, because of things that I've let go, that I've emptied myself of, that I've outgrown, that I no longer need as a crutch or training wheels or a leaning post or walls to hide behind or walls to separate or walls to divide. Okay, beloved, that is going to do it for me. And again, this is Valerie Ames, aka also known as Mother with Wisdom. It's been, I think, a good 10 something years since that name was given to me. And I'm loving it more and more. Thank you, beloved, so much. These past 20 something years, it's always breaking down in increments of 10 for me. Seven and 10 just blows my mind. Every 7 and 10 years of my life just blows my mind. And like I said, my son, my baby, who is a miracle baby, because I was not supposed to be able to get pregnant, and who was a emergency cesarean delivery, and the doctors still don't know how he survived. It just blows my mind. He's 30 now, like I said, and I've been empty nest for about 10 years, and it's just everything is just starting to gel, to really take on the proper perspectives, proportions, um, that I need to see to digest them and to recognize all the forces that are at play and to understand, and like I said, not from a place of fear anymore, but from a place of there's nothing new under the sun. And I've witnessed all of this many times in many from many different vantage points in many different forms, and each one is unique. And this particular one is now becoming beautiful to me. Is now becoming beautiful to me, and um, that's one of the things I asked for. There's a Native American Navajo prayer, "In beauty I walk," and I've been asking for that beauty, to understand it more, to know it more, to be more aligned with its frequency and consistency. Um, because for the longest time, I have not known my essence to be beautiful. It has been a thing of pain. It has been a thing of mm, that I resist, reject, did not understand. Um, I felt pity and sadness for, felt victimized by. And here I am now, like I said, looking at things from a higher perspective rather than a lower perspective, and really seeing the value of all that I went through, all that my culture, all that the human culture has gone through, all that we have yet to go through, because existence is beautiful, shockingly so, in many cases, amazing and all. And like I said, for me, the word beauty has such a different meaning. It has such a depth for me that I never saw myself in its scope before, regardless of what I've been told and feel in certain moments. But now there is a connection, there is an alignment with spiritual beauty that is like the sun rays. It is what it is, and it is there, and it is forever there. On the cloudiest days, it can be sensed, it can be known, it can be tapped into, so to speak. So, beloveds, like I said, I'm so excited by all of this, and I'm going to keep making videos, and things are going to get deeper in their own time. But this is a very amazing time to be consciously alive, consciously aware of existence in its entirety, without any separations, of the polarities, without any judgments, knowing that one is, they're one. It's one coin. No matter heads or tails, it spins the same. The energy current, see, is the same. Namaste, beloveds, and thank you once again. And I hope this video helps you to connect with your inner self. I hope that it helps you to expand your own awareness and consciousness. And feel free to share it. Feel free to do whatever you need to do with this energy, because it is meant to nourish. It is meant to nourish. It is mother's milk. So I'm not stingy. I'm not going to be stingy. So enjoy, beloveds. Namaste.